great conversation. I want to move us to 2 points. One is, Sid, we talked a lot about B2C. B2B, I think, is an area where you posited a lot of opportunity for mobile payments. Talk to us more about that.
Sure. Global has looked at a different number of use cases of mobile payments. Right? We've seen in Middle East, in Africa, in Asia, person-to-person payments and money transfer has been a very popular form of mobile payments because that solves the problem. Here in the U.S. and Western Europe and in certain developed markets in Asia Pacific, we see that Global as a business marketing to small, self-employed proprietors, business owners, and bring them into the electronic payment ecosystem is a great marriage of mobile and payments. Because typically, if you look at the profile of these small businesses, they're self-employed, they are juggling finances, they're typically mobile, they're cash only. So your average handyman, your art dealer, your jewelry supplier, your photographer, they're all accepting different types of payments, but mostly cash. So if we can deliver value to them by converting their smartphone into a payment acceptance device and allow them to start capturing bigger ticket sizes, give more value to their consumers by emailing receipts. I think it's a great fit. And this is a model that we know how to price, we know how to support, and that's where we're headed. And I think Square has done a great job, and I think they've clearly demonstrated that this is a great opportunity. And obviously, Global is looking at this space very, very positively.
There is a lot going on in the B2B space, and Intuit is obviously another big player in that arena. Any other comments on B2B? I know, Malcolm, there's a piece of your business that also deals on the B2B side with contractors.
Yeah, so Home Depot does a lot of work. I'm sure, hopefully most of you are aware of the fact that Home Depot does a lot of work inside people's homes, outside their stores, carpet installation, flooring, roofing, HVAC, water heaters. Sorry, I'm not going to advertise anymore. And we have a problem with collecting payment for those types of activities. We have exactly the same problem that Sid just described, where those guys are essentially contractors. Sometimes they're Home Depot employees, most of the time they're subcontractors, and they need to collect payment at the conclusion of the work in the customer's home. And we don't have a convenient method for doing that. Something like a Square, something like what Sid's talking about, we allow that person to collect payment on behalf of Home Depot in a convenient way and get instant verification that the payment was good is something that we're trying to address next year. We recognize that we're working on it. We keep the audience here that are working on the team to what's going to be the solution. And that's something that we will address pretty quickly. And then again, to talk about it from a business case perspective, it's inefficient, it's somewhat insecure today, but apart from anything else, if we can convert that from what essentially is considered to be a card-not-present transaction to a card-present transaction, that has significant savings for us in the existing model that the traditional payment networks will.
I just want to, I'm going to ask Sid and Cynthia a question on the Square model, and that is, how do you know it's a legal enterprise, with Square, or, that it's not facilitating a drug deal or prostitution or something? How do you do that? How do you distinguish something in this world?
Yeah, let me take a stab at that. And that's a great question because today, whoever the processor is for Square, it does not have a very good visibility of what entity Square contracted with. But that's not the model that we want to propagate. And therein lies the fundamental difference. Global, as a payment processor, has its own credit policy, i.e., what are the kind of merchants that we will underwrite and bring on board. And when we launch or when we get into the space, which we publicly announced, we will have our own policy. So we will take a decision in real time. We will have an ecosystem that allows these self-employed consumers to kind of log online, do a quick ID check, And we can know that A, they have a good credit score, B, they're not, have to use Equifax ID check services to figure out what kind of an individual are dealing with, and also use other surrogates to come up with a score, which is a go or a no-go, and then on an ongoing basis, shadow underwrite them. I think it's no rocket science, it's all about execution. And as a processor dealing with these small merchants directly, the responsibility is ours. So we will make sure that we undertake all the checks. And it's kind of hard, to your point, to do the same when a third entity like a Square is in the middle between you and the actual merchant.
So, sorry, man. So in that model, so Square's model right now is that the people who are accepting payments don't need to have merchant IDs, don't need to be identified to the networks as merchants, because Square sort of acts as a surrogate for all of them. In your model, is that going to continue? Or are you simply just doing additional verification, or will you actually be assigning merchant IDs to these guys?
Well, yeah, so we will be doing better checks, but essentially the merchant experience is the same, which is quick onboarding, quick transaction processing, and at the end of the day, our checks, because we've administered them on each and every merchant, not necessarily assigning a merchant ID, but checking what that individual looks like and if it belongs to the kind of category that we're in business with, would allow us to board merchants and not board certain types of merchants.
And this may be an unfair question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. So based on that additional verification that you guys are doing, that theoretically reduces the risk associated with that individual, is Square going to have a different pricing model for those people that the existing model?
Well, I'm not sure what Square's policy is on risk-based pricing, but yes, we have direct access to card association interchange rates, and we don't have any third parties between us and the card association. So obviously our pricing will be extremely competitive in the marketplace.
So I'm going to ask Alan one question, and that is, you have to ask the money guy what they invested in or what they didn't invest in that they wish they did, and to kind of critique what other people have invested in that they think isn't complete, and whether Square's on either of this list.
Well, that's what I was trying to get at. I'm sort of jealous / ambivalent about Square. I think it's a cool sort of enablement, but I also have that concern that we just talked about. I don't know if they're using the Equifax smart questions or how they actually authenticate anybody, that's actually, gets the Square neat little thing that they developed. But I do, given their last valuation, I'm sort of jealous. So I can't say that. And like I said, the deal we really missed out on was Tapped Out in Austin, which is an NEA deal now, which someone's going to win in this restaurant checkout space. I don't know who and how and what it's going to look like, but they've gotten a lot of traction already. It is basically like signing up for another app. And it's not any different. It doesn't have NFC components or anything like that. So those are the two I sort of there are plenty that I can say. The Facebook payment world, to Cynthia's point, is so nascent. There's been a lot of, and there's some folks in this room who are working on it, and it will come maybe. But right now, it's completely overstated. Facebook's payments, P2P stuff is almost 98, 99% of their revenue is around display ads. So it's that currency is just not quite there yet. So I think when that's going to come and how that's coming, people have made bets on it. To date, I think I've been